Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Trash on the Streets. As always, partnered with Apply Within Audio in Lethbridge and Cursed Earth Apparel and Print out of Calgary. If you guys need that sick custom printed goodness, you need the stage backdrops, hit me up. Google natetrash and just click that first link. That's me. It's me. That SEO is working good. So, finally, we're joined by Sionis and guest vocalists who've been subbing in, doing a couple really solid shows. I'm depressed because I didn't make out for one of those shows, but that's okay. Starting over here, let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Brett. I'm the drummer. Do I don't even know. Do I talk into the camera? This is like
Yeah, but you're
first
good.
time?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
I'll
good, buddy.
Perfect.
Bro.
I'm Lee. I play guitar in the band. I do the clean vocals as well.
I'm Josiah. I sing with myopia condition, and I was filling in for some vocals these last two shows this weekend.
I'm Terrence. I'm a vocalist of All Was Lost, former vocalist of Sionis. I actually wrote and recorded, helped to write and recorded the EP in Sionis. So.
I'm Caleb. I play guitar, lead guitar. Yes.
Hell yeah.
So, Sionis, I've known you guys for, say, the better part of a year, maybe 2 years now.
Say at least, yeah.
And you guys have been, honestly, you guys have been crushing through and through. It's really nice to see you guys' promo, to see the way you guys treat other bands, to see the way you guys perform. Lee, I know that you are, for the most part, the mind behind the band.
No, I'm not the mind behind the band. Caleb is the mind behind the band.
It's all.
I just do. They call me the band dad. They make me do all the businessy shit.
So just like, okay, I understand exactly how that goes. Because let's be honest here, I'm just the guy who talks. If it wasn't for the rest of the crew on Trash Talk, there wouldn't be a Trash Talk.
I'm going to give you a piece of cool information.
Oh, let's get it. Let's get it.
Sionis started by him being in Fort McMurray, sending me music that he wrote, and I would send him back voice recordings that he would put into the music.
Not to a metronome. Don't forget that.
It wasn't to a metronome. I had
Sitting in his
headphones
car
in.
recording.
Had no idea how to record myself at the time. I'd just be screaming into my phone. And then we found Lee, and then
Those are in the vault.
Right?
Okay, you know what? I
2 years in the making before it actually turned into like anything coming out. So it was really cool to actually get to play finally with these boys.
Fucking right, the shows look killer. I really did want to come out. I really did. I'm gonna be.
But he's always been the mind. He's always been the like music.
So I will take a second to say, that's my bad for not actually trying to push through and do any research. We kind of set these interviews up on a whim because, like, you know, I'm an idiot. But that's all right. Now let's lean into that. Where did this start, Caleb? Where did Sionis start? What are the influences behind the first iterations of Sionis?
The biggest influence I think on our first EP stuff was definitely Architects. I was super into them at the time. I was living in Fort Mac for.
How long ago was this?
Good question. 2018, I think.
My daughter had just been born.
Yeah. Okay. 2018. I had been living in Fort Mac for 5 years, I think, and I was having a hell of a time trying to get a project together.
Oh, I couldn't imagine why.
There's a lot of country musicians.
Musical hub.
It's a mecca.
Yeah. And I had talked to Terrence a while before, and we were always trying to set something up, but he was always
Never
busy.
happened. Yeah, I was always busy in other shit, or you were like, you send me stuff, and then we wouldn't go anywhere with it for a bit, and then.
So I was in a band for a while in Fort Mac. It ended up not working out, and I just decided I was just gonna kind of work on stuff by myself and sent stuff to Terrence, and I was like, "Can you throw some vocals on this?" And then that's where it started. It didn't sound too great when it started.
Wasn't horrible.
I think it sounds a little bit better now.
Guess what? Nobody has a clue about any of that until you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
The EP
that's
sounded sick.
That's
The EP
important for
sounded
people
sick.
to know, though, because
When it got
everybody
rounded
listens to
out.
production and music when it's done, and they base their own performance off of that. And anybody who's getting into music needs to know that it starts somewhere that isn't as good as it is when you find it.
Totally.
True.
Then that, you know what?
Yeah.
That adds another layer. And you got to give a shout out to your band that you are in full time too.
All Was Lost.
Yeah, hell yeah, you guys are killing it too. And you know what? I respect that opinion as well, because that goes to the fact that, like, you can't overstep the value that you see in yourself, even if somebody else hands that to you, you still have to remain core on that. You still have to keep doing what you're doing in order to keep making the music that you feel comfortable with. Because personal experience, I've done that a couple times where I jumped outside of the strength and I got totally ruined for it.
Yeah.
So huge respect to that. What bands were you listening to when Sionis came to fruition?
Architects was a huge influence, like not their first 2 albums, but their first 2 big albums.
Novelists at first.
Novelists, yeah, actually, I kind of forgot about them, but they were a huge influence at the time. Counterparts, basically like all the big metalcore bands. Spiritbox wasn't a
No. 2018. Well, Spiritbox was still around, but at that time they were still in the studios because
Northlane, yeah.
Northlane.
Yeah, Spiritbox was an influence when I heard Rule of Nines.
Because Spiritbox has still been kicking it for a while. I did a little interview with Angel Maker, Loud as Hell, and they had big shout outs for Spiritbox. And like, I got big shout outs for Spiritbox too. I was a big Fallen Archaea fan. I was a big I Wrestle the Bear Once fan. Like, just to see them go from what we're doing, locals collectively building up, to go to that next tier, that adds a little bit of like, you know what, I think this is possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not for us. Maybe not for Horrify, but that's okay. We didn't set up.
Courtney and Mike knew what they were doing, though.
It's true, and you know what? Huge respect to them because they fought through to get where they are. They didn't just get that fucking handed to them, and I know people who've been there for the whole story of it, and it took a long time.
You gotta work for it, man.
Spiritbox didn't
and like we went through a lot of growing pains, and we went through a lot of big changes. You know, like we started off with like that influence, but we've definitely evolved. Like, you know, Terrence had a huge contribution, you know, for the EP getting released. When I joined the band, things even changed a bit, and we kind of shifted on to, you know, more towards what we're doing now. It's kind of its own thing that's developed through everybody putting their minds together. Brett joining the band was another huge influence on us, writing differently. The guy is a prodigy, by the way. Check him out.
It's actually, I don't know if you guys know Chris Turner. That's his younger brother there. Doesn't have a British accent, but...
No, but, well, Chris Turner. Are you guys talking about Chris Turner?
That's your brother, right?
Oh my... He's the best drummer ever.
I'm plugging it, though. I'm plugging it. He was your teacher. He was.
Well, like for
like a little bit.
A few lessons. Yeah. Definitely, there's like a lot of stuff that like, even like just a lot of stuff with anything, right? It's like little stuff that you wouldn't like think of, and it definitely helps. Like that's the only thing that he like really taught me was like just little techniques and stuff, and it goes a long way. It's the little stuff that really counts, and it can make it like huge. It can change everything, you know. Like,
so what I've come to learn in like the 20 years that I've been involved with music, I'm only 30 years old, is that drumming is one of those things because it's a beat, it's a pattern, it's something that you can catch on and roll with. It's those little intuitive markers and change ups and flip arounds that separates drummers, because anybody can count to 4. Anybody can play those beats, but to get those ghost note flourishes, those certain hi-hat fucking ghost notes and like those little floaty sounds, that takes technique and it takes skill, man. And you know what? A lot of drum teachers, that's what they teach. They can't teach you how to count to 4 any better than you count to 4. So
you got to take all that personal flavor into account.
You do.
Like you were saying, like it's really, you know, since he's joined the band, it's really made an effect on how we write, right?
So what's the future plans for Sionis?
I think right now, like this weekend is kind of like our last live performances today and yesterday for a little while. We're just gonna kind of sit back, kind of work out our new vocalist, and which we're kind of deciding on still, and then we got some stuff that we're working on releasing over the next couple of months, so keep an eye out for that.
We're gonna write some fucking stoked for it. Thank you guys so much for doing this interview. I love talking to you guys. You guys need any help with promotion or anything? My inbox is always open. Same day replies, non-stop.
We'll keep it trashy.
You too, son of a gun. So,
be my husband.
This guy. Thank you guys so much. Another episode of Trash on the Streets. Hit that. I was just about to hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
Comment on what you think the swear I was gonna say was.
Oh, that comment section.
And go check out Sionis, Sionis on all streaming services. Thank you guys so much. Cheers.